Hello and welcome to all my dear student of first year BSc. Now, today we are going to see about indicator diagram and work done during isothermal change. As we have studied in previous lecture about thermal equilibrium as well as different types, zeroth law of thermodynamics, and then we studied different types of thermodynamic process like isothermal process, adiabatic process, isobaric process and isochoric process. In this lecture, we are going to study indicator diagram. What is indicator diagram? The definition of indicator diagram is very simple. Indicator diagram is nothing but a graphical representation of the state of a system with the help of two thermodynamic variables. Okay? What I say? A graphical representation of the state of a system with the help of two thermodynamic variables is called indicator diagram of the system. Now, in case the thermodynamic variable P and V, the graph between P and V, that is when we consider pressure on y axis and volume on v axis, then the graphical representation of the state, initial state to final state of the system, this is nothing but simply PV diagram, which indicate or which graphically represents the state of a system with two variables, pressure and volume, and hence this indicator diagram is sometimes called PV diagram. Okay. Now, there are two types of PV diagram, or PV diagram for expansion and compression may be represented like this. If along y axis, if we consider the pressure P, and along x axis we consider the volume V, then suppose this is the initial point or initial state of the system at which is represented by the point A, and where P1 is the pressure and V1 is the volume of the system. Now, when we adjust the pressure on the piston so that piston is slowly move in outward direction and expansion of the gas takes place, if the temperature of the gas remains constant throughout the process, then such type of change is called isothermal change. But though the temperature may or may not be constant, but the change carry in this way, and this is nothing but expansion. And in expansion, what happen? A volume, when we decrease the pressure on the piston, obviously volume goes on increasing. And in this way, we get, or we can graphically represent the change of state, where this is the pressure P2, this is the pressure P1, and this represents volume V1, and this is volume V2. Here, as volume increases, pressure decreases, and there is a change in pressure and there is a change in volume. But if temperature remains constant, and finally we come to the point B, where pressure is P2 and volume is V2. In this way, we can graphically represent the change in state of a system with the help of parameter pressure and volume. Okay. Now, if there is a expansion can also be represented graphically like this instead of compression. Now, when we are going to represent the compression, then in compression, what happen? We increase the pressure on the piston. Suppose this is the pressure P1 and this is the volume V1, and A is equal to P1 V1 is the initial state of the system. When we increase the pressure on the piston, obviously compression of the gas takes place, and when compression of the gas takes place, then volume is obviously decreasing from V1 to V2, and finally we will get the final state where pressure is P2 and volume is P2. In this way, we can graphically represent compression. Okay. As this diagram indicates, or this diagram graphically represent the state of the system with the help of two parameters. Obviously, this is nothing but indicator diagram of the system. Okay. Now, next point, here we are going to calculate the work done during an isothermal change. Work done during an isothermal process. Work done during isothermal process. Here we are going to find out the expression for work done during an isothermal process. For this purpose, consider a system, that is a finite amount of gas, that is 1 mole of a perfect gas enclosed in a cylinder having perfectly insulating wall, as well as the cylinder is fitted with frictionless and movable piston. The material of the piston is also perfectly insulating material. Okay, I am again going to repeat. Here we are going to consider a system, and system is nothing but 1 mole of a perfect gas enclosed in a cylinder having perfectly non-conducting material wall, or having perfectly insulating wall, as well as the material of the piston is perfectly insulating, but the base of the cylinder or bottom of the cylinder is perfectly conducting material. Base of the cylinder or bottom of the cylinder is of perfectly conducting material, where cylinder, material of the piston and walls of the cylinder are perfectly insulating material. Insulating material. Okay. Let P is the pressure, V is the volume, and T is the temperature of the gas at initial temperature, or simply P, V and T are the pressure, volume and temperature of the gas respectively. The cylinder is placed now, placed on the source of heat. The side walls and bottom of the source is also made up of non-conducting material, where the top surface of the material, top surface of the source is made up of perfectly conducting material. That means what? Here exchange of heat is only through, or interaction between system and surrounding only through the base of the cylinder and top of the source. Okay. Now here pressure on the piston is so adjusted that it moves slowly outwards. Pressure on the piston is so adjusted that the piston is slowly move outwards and expansion of the gas takes place. And when expansion of the gas takes place, obviously some work is done, and due to that work done, the temperature of the gas falls. Therefore, heat absorbed from the source at constant temperature, and thus temperature of the gas is kept constant or remains constant, and this is known as isothermal expansion. I am again going to repeat this. Consider a cylinder consider containing 1 mole of a 1 mole of a perfect gas. The side walls and metal of the piston is perfectly insulating, while the base of the system is perfectly conducting material. Now the source on which system is placed or kept, the side wall of the source of heat is insulating material, while top surface of the source is perfectly conducting material. When we kept the system on the source, at that time heat can exchange only through the base of the cylinder and top of the source of heat. Okay. Now when we adjust the pressure, that means what, where pressure on the piston is so adjusted that it moves slowly outwards and expansion of the gas takes place. And when expansion of the gas takes place, at that time some work has been done, and due to that work done, during the work done, gas uses its internal energy, and that is why there is a fall in temperature. But the system is placed on the source of heat, and hence system can absorb, or 1 mole of gas can absorb the heat from the source, and after some time it is found that the temperature remains constant. This is isothermal expansion. This can be represented graphically like this. Here A is the initial state, where at initial state P1 is the pressure and V1 is the volume. B represent final state, where pressure is P2 and volume is V2. So this is isothermal. AB is isothermal curve, or simply isothermal. Now for this okay, here volume is V1 and here volume is V2. Now A, B, C, D represents the work done, the area A, B, C, D represent the work done during a finite change A to B. But in order to obtain the work done during an isothermal change, initially we have to consider the striff A, B, C, D. This is the striff. Okay. Now in order to calculate or in order to obtain the expression, in order to obtain an expression for work done, we have to consider the small work done for this striff. For that purpose, suppose when we adjust the pressure on the piston so that it is slowly move outwards, at that time when finite change takes place, in this finite change there are number of infinitesimal change, and first of all we have to calculate the work done for a small change and then integrate it. So if A is the area of the piston of the cylinder, and when we kept the cylinder on the source of heat, obviously the perfect gas absorbs heat from the source, and before the expansion initially P1 is the volume and P1 is the pressure. This is represented by state A. And when we kept the system on the source of heat, it absorbs heat from the source, and when we adjust the pressure on the piston so that it moves slowly outward, obviously expansion of the gas takes place. And this is the final state where V2 is the volume. And this piston recovers the distance dx. Okay. Why? When we adjust the pressure on the piston so that it moves slowly outward, and when the system reaches from A to B, obviously this process includes number of infinitesimal change. Okay. Now here, if A is the area of the cylinder of the pistons and it moves through a small distance dx, so that the volume heat changes by dV, then small work done by the gas is given by dW. Okay. This is for this change. When in order to calculate the work done for finite change, first of all we are going to consider a strip only. And for this strip, we are going to calculate the work done. dW is the work done when the system moves, state of the system changes from A to B. And when this change takes place, at that time, the work done is equal to the area of the strip ABCD. This is the infinitesimal work done for this small change, where volume is changes by dV. Okay. So this work done is given by dW is equal to P is the pressure, A is the area of the cylinder of the piston, and dx is the distance covered by. Okay. Now from this we can write P into dV, where dV is equal to area into displacement, A dx. Okay. This is the work done when change takes place from A to B, and this work done is equal to the area of the strip ABCD. Okay. The relation between pressure and volume under isothermal condition, can be represented graphically like this. Okay. And which is graphically represented by this isothermal AB. The work done for small change, that is AB, for a small change in volume dV with respect to or corresponding to pressure P, and this is given by the area of the strip, and the area of strip is nothing but work done dW, which is nothing but P dV. Okay. Now here remember that we consider 1 mole of a perfect gas, and for 1 mole of perfect gas we know that PV is equal to what? RT. Okay. Or this equation gives P is equal to RT upon V. PV is equal to RT. So P is equal to RT upon V. Substitute this value of P in this equation. We have dW is equal to RT upon V dV. This is the work done. Or work done dW for this small change. Now, in order to calculate the work done for finite change, we have to integrate all such type of small work done, and we get, and for that purpose we have to consider the volume V1 to V2, change in volume V1 to V2. For that purpose, in order to obtain the expression for work done to this finite change AB from volume V1 to V2, we have to integrate all such type of work done. Okay, and so total work done W is equal to integral dW, which is nothing but W, and we have to integrate RT upon V dV. Okay, but see here, the change is isothermal change, or the process is isothermal process, and for this isothermal process temperature of the gas remains constant. As here R is also gas constant, here we can write, change takes place from volume V1 to V2, we can write RT, take RT out of the integral, because R is the gas constant, T is the temperature which remains constant throughout the system. So dV upon V. Now solve this integral. We have W is equal to RT log E V for V1 to V2. Again solve this. We have RT log for base E V2 upper limit, then minus log for or natural logarithm for V1. Again solve this, we have RT log or natural logarithm of V2 upon V1. But we can implement this equation directly. So for calculation we have to convert natural logarithm into log for base 10. For that purpose 2.303 RT log for base 10 V2 upon V1. Suppose this is expression 2 or 3, whatever it may be. This equation gives the expression for work done during an isothermal process for 1 mole of a perfect gas when its volume changes from V1 to V2 at constant temperature. Make your concentration. This equation gives an expression for the work done during an isothermal process for 1 mole of a perfect gas when its volume changes from V1 to V2 at constant temperature T. Okay. Now, for isothermal change, we know that P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Okay. From this equation we can write V2 upon V1 is equal to P1 upon P2. We simply interchange the term P1 V1 and P2 V2. Now substituting this value of V2 upon V1 in this equation, we have this equation is also gives the work done for 1 mole of a perfect gas when its pressure changes from P1 to P2 at constant temperature T. Okay. Now, in next lecture, we will see the adiabatic relations. Adiabatic relations, that is, when process is adiabatic, then the relation between pressure and volume. What will be the relation between pressure and volume? What will be the relation between volume and temperature, and what will be the relation between pressure and temperature when the process is adiabatic, and this is nothing but adiabatic relation. We have to study these adiabatic relation because without this we cannot obtain the expression for work done during an adiabatic change. In order to obtain an expression for work done during an adiabatic change, we have to study first the adiabatic relation between pressure and volume, volume and temperature, and pressure and temperature. So, in next lecture, we will study the adiabatic relation, and then we will obtain the expression for work done during an adiabatic change. Till then, we shall stop here. Have a good day. Thank you.